What month should you buy a house in the Tampa area if you're looking to pay the cheapest prices? You may be surprised by the answer. Stay tuned, I got the breakdown. Hey everybody, Melanie Atkinson, Realtor with Compass in beautiful Tampa, Florida. Today I want to try to help all of you buyers out there that are looking to get the best possible deal on a home in the Tampa area. As a real estate agent, I know that there are certain times of the year that are busier than others, but does that actually show up in the data when it comes to sales prices? Before I get into it, if you find any value to this video, please do me a favor and hit those like and subscribe buttons. Okay, let's do this. I looked at the last 10 years of median sales prices for each month. Plus, I broke the data down by counties in the Tampa area, the three biggest counties that I work in. Pinellas County, where the beaches, Clearwater, St. Pete, and Dunedin are. Hillsborough County, the very large county where the city of Tampa is. And Pasco County, which is north of those two and where cities like Wesley Chapel, Land O'Lakes, and Newport Richey are located. I wanted to look at it county by county because the populations of these counties are pretty different, and my prediction was that the cheapest months would vary. And just so you know, that prediction was wrong. But I was right about some other very interesting things. So let's start with the most expensive month to buy a house. In Pinellas County, where the beaches are, that was November. And in Pasco County, it was December. And in Hillsborough County, it was June. The first two surprised me, the last one didn't. I wasn't surprised by Hillsborough County because so many of those buyers are moving around school schedules. They're looking to move on summer break, so they come down in late spring and house hunt and close before school start in mid-August. More buyer demand creates higher prices during that time of year. Easy to predict. But Pinellas County tends to have a lot of visitors in the winter, so I had predicted that the prices would actually be the highest in late spring, early summer, but I was wrong. And I don't really like being wrong, so I thought about it for a while. What I realized was that because Pinellas has a lot of part-time residents, they were probably either using or renting their homes or condos during those peak winter months. They could list them during the summer and people would buy them in the fall in preparation for the next winter tourist season. It all made more sense then. Pasco County kind of surprised me, but it's a harder county to predict because of its rapid suburban growth to the east and popular second home areas on the coast. Its population is split. It mirrors Hillsborough in some areas and Pinellas in others. Now let's get to what you've been waiting for, the cheapest months. Across the board, for every year, in every county, the month with the lowest median sales price is January, followed by February, followed by March, followed by April. Now that might not be a surprise for all of you up north, but those are Florida's peak months. We are showing off during those months. So I did expect especially March and April, to be more expensive than what they are. Another month that consistently had low median sales price was my favorite month, October. The only thing that surprised me about that is I thought it would be in the top 3 cheapest months. Why? Because schools start in mid-August and the peak of our hurricane season is in September. Very few buyers are here house shopping in August and early September. And those would be the buyers looking to close in October. Less buyers, lower prices, makes logical sense. Now there may not be a ton of expensive closings in October, but buyers definitely come to start their search in October, and they tend to be the ones closing in November and December, which are 2 of the highest price months. So if you're a buyer, how do you use this information to your advantage? Well, if you want to buy at the cheaper time of year, you have to look well before then. It can take a couple of months to narrow down your search by area or neighborhood. It also may take time to find a house that you actually want to buy. Then you have to go under contract, get the loan, and close on the house. This whole process can take months. So here are the timelines that I generally give to buyers. Now there's a lot of factors to consider here, but this should help. If you know exactly where you want to buy, then start seriously house hunting no later than 3 months before you want to close. So if you want to close in February, then you have to have all of your ducks in a row in November. That gives you about 45 to 60 days to find a house without panic buying. If you don't know where you want to buy, then I'd start at least 6 months in advance. You're going to have to do a lot of research. It's a great time to find a knowledgeable real estate professional to help, talk to people who live in the areas, watch YouTube videos, map your commute at different times of the day, and just drive around the neighborhoods to get all the information that you need. Now, if you want to buy new construction, you may want to start even earlier. If it's more of a custom home, you'll need about 12 to 18 months. If it's a house that has already started, then I would give yourself around 9 to 12 months, depending on the complexity of the build. And you may also be able to find some quick move-ins that would be just a couple of months before completion. Now, I find all of this super interesting, and I certainly understand the desire to time the market to get the best deal. However, the best time to buy a house is always when it's the right time for you. If you wait for the less expensive times, you may also run into lower inventory. There might not be a house you want to buy. The busier times might have higher prices, but what if the interest rates dip or the inventory is better? There are a lot of factors to consider. Get yourself hooked up with a great real estate agent who can help get your buying team and strategy together. As far as all of you looking to buy in the Tampa Bay area, I will see all of you in August, November, and December. Thank you all so much for watching. If you're looking for something else to watch on this channel, take a look at a recent episode I did on the housing inventory in the Tampa area. I'll see you next time.